morning. So it's Miss B here. I'm going to do some reading. I'm going to read you a bit of Cosmic. Year 5, you have already read this, but it's been a long time since we read it, so I thought it might be nice for a bit of a recap. So the first sort of bit is a little newspaper article, and I'll read it to you. It says, a rocket launched yesterday from a private site in northern China is missing. Yesterday, the internet was alive with rumours of a secret manned space mission. Today, NASA and the Russian Federal Space Agency both confirmed that a rocket did take off but deny it was theirs. The rocket entered high orbit and then disappeared into deep space. No manned rocket has left Earth's orbit since Apollo 17 in 1972. Now this book is set in present day. So, first chapter, I am not exactly in the Lake District. Mum, Dad, if you're listening, you know I said I was going to the South Lakeland Outdoor Activity Centre with school. To be completely honest, I'm not exactly in the Lake District. To be completely honest, I'm more sort of in space. I'm on a rocket, the Infinity Impossible. I'm about 200,000 miles above the surface of the Earth. I'm alright-ish. I know I've got some explaining to do. This is me doing it. I lied about my age. I sort of gave the impression I was about 30. Obviously I'm more sort of 13-ish. On my next birthday. To be fair, everyone lies about their age. Adults pretend to be younger, teenagers pretend to be older, children wish they were grown-ups, grown-ups wish they were children. It's not like I had to try very hard, is it? Everyone always thinks I'm older than I really am, just because I'm tall. In St Joan of Arc Primary, the teachers seemed to think that the height and age were the same thing. If you were taller than someone, you must be older than them. If you were tall, you made a mistake, even if it wasn't only your first day, you should know better, a big lad like you. Why, by the way, why should a big lad know better just because he's big? King Kong's a big lad. Would he know the way to the toilet block on his first day of school when no one had told him? No, I don't think he would. Anyway, a few hours back, the Infinity Possibility was supposed to complete a routine manoeuvre, and basically it didn't. It rolled out of orbit, wrecking all the communication equipment, and now I'm very lost in space. I've brought this mobile with me because I've got a few photos of home on it. It's also got an audio diary function. That's what I'm talking into now. Talking makes me feel less lonely. Unless you get this message, you won't know about any of this because it's a secret mission. They said if it goes wrong, they're going to deny all knowledge of it and us. There's 5 of us on board. The others are all asleep. Can you believe that, by the way? We're in the rocket, spinning hopelessly out of control into forever, and what's their chosen course of action? A nap. When we've got to do this manoeuvre just slightly wrong, just slightly enough to make us completely doomed, they all screamed for an hour, and then they dozed off. I can't sleep. I can't get comfortable in a sleeping bag because they're always too small for me. Plus, I think if I stay awake, I might have an idea and save us all. That's why I'm recording this on my Drax phone. If I do get home, I'm going to give it to you, and then you'll understand how I ended up in deep space when I said I was going pond dipping in the Lake District. If you are listening to this though, and you are not my mum and dad, you're probably a pointy-headed, 9-legged, sucker-footed alien, in which case, can I just say, hello, I come in peace. And if you happen to have the technology, please post this to Mr. and Mrs. Digby, 23 Glendon Close, Blues, Liverpool, 22 England, the Earth, Solar System, Milky Way, etc. If that's not too much trouble. Chapter 2, Completely Doomed. The slightly worrying thing is that I'm sort of enjoying this. Being doomed is not good, but being weightless is outstanding. Every time I lean forward, I do a perfect somersault. When I stretch my arms in the air, I levitate. Back on Earth, my only special skills were being above average in maths and height. Up here, I've got so many skills. I'm practically a Power Ranger. Then there's the stars. On Earth, our house is right next to the new Strand Shopping Centre. The multi-storey blocked out most of the sky. The only stars I ever really noticed were the ones on the It's Your Solar System glow-in-the-dark mobile I got when I was 9. And the only reason I noticed them was not that they kept it entangled in my hair. Mobiles do not make good presents for people that are above average height. The stars look different from up here. There's a lot more of them, for one thing. Big swirls and knots and clouds of them, so bright they hurt to look at. When you're in it, space looks like the biggest firework display ever, except it's on pause. It's like a freeze frame of fireworks. Even if you are completely doomed, you've got to be impressed. The only bad thing about this view is that it doesn't include Earth. We haven't seen it since we rolled out of orbit. I said to the others, well, it must be somewhere. We're probably just facing the wrong way. We'll find it, definitely. But this didn't seem to calm them down. One of them, Samson too, drew a diagram to prove that even if we were facing the wrong way, we should still be able to see it. I said, so what are you saying? That we've fallen into some magic wormhole and come out the other side of the universe? Possibly. That the whole Earth has just vanished? That it's gone? Possibly. They all screamed until they wore themselves out, and then they just went to sleep. At least sleep uses less oxygen. I've tried to imagine that there's someone on the other end of this phone, someone unusually quiet. I've also tried to make actual phone calls. I sort of thought the signal might be better up here, being nearest to the satellite, but it doesn't seem to work like that. So, year 5, if you can remember, try and recap what happens next. If you can't, I want you to try and make a prediction about what happens next. And tune in probably next week at some point, and I will read a little bit more for you. Okay, enjoy.